funny thing is, Fursty is like the hero car for Summerbash. I think more people are going to be like intrigued on this thing, eh? Including myself.
Yeah, can you like give me like flames in the background?
Yeah. Hi, what's up? Today me and Brendan are aiming to get to work on the S14. But here we've got the triple plate XCD clutch that we had on the RB25, but we've got a new flywheel to adapt to the 20B.
Linc also started cutting up the sump yesterday. There was a front nose that had to be cut. That was for a 4-rotor, obviously 20B.
Yep.
So after that, he's going to clean that up. Then we're going to actually do the pickup points for the dry sump.
Perfect.
And then after that, once it's all done, then me and Linc can obviously bolt that to the sump, to this engine, and then we can go and bolt it into the car.
Okay.
And it will stay in the car. That ain't coming back out again. And once we've finished prepping and cleaning, we are ready to bond it onto the engine that Al has built. All the hardware ready. Yep. Spring washers, flat washers. Anybody order a 20B?
Yeah. This is good. So for the third time, I'm in the boot, cleaning, getting ready to paint. Yeah, just gonna spray bomb this because it looks a little crusty.
Man, look at that form.
Billet steel flange for the turbo manifold. Nice bit of kit from Billet Boss. We need that oil cooler to sit in here too.
Just put this straight in here.
Yeah, I reckon. Obviously keeping in theme with all of the best products in the business, I believe this is the one, the K&N. This is our 5-inch flange filter for the S14. To be fair, I haven't even seen the front end, I've been in the back painting, and then I just literally walk around the corner and they've got the whole intake manifold and the turbo hanging there. But yeah, I mean, from what we had in this morning to now, done quite a lot actually. But yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be a push for Summerbash.
Yeah, now we're talking. Oh yeah. Still got a crooked.
Okay, so he just wanted us to come over and watch him lift that.
Yeah, just want it to look really, really strong.
Yeah, so we got the gearbox in. Obviously we've got the new bell housing to fit the rotor. So we'll see we were RB before, so same gearbox that we were using before. Same gearbox that was in the MX5 previously. And yeah, we're just putting in the cross member now. Yeah, I think the boys are just working out a lot of their dimensions for stuff and where everything will sit for their fab work. At the moment we're just sort of installing everything, getting it into the position it will be in.
We need that digital gauge.
Anything to add, Lee? Good. Good.
Obviously, a turbo can go wherever you want it to go because we're just going to connect the dots. So connecting the dots is from header flange to turbo inlet. So I just came down to a conversation with Linc. How do you want your turbo to be set up? Out the bonnet. Easy. Done. Got number 2 runner done.
Yep.
And now we're in the process of doing number 1 runner. And then obviously then number 3.
This is the process. Offering bends up, we've got different lengths. We've got a long radius, a short radius.
Let's obviously go into here. And then we're gonna...
And we're literally just looking at what's working.
Yeah.
And you can see how close it all is. So
we're just making little adjustments until it fits.
Normally you want to try and build them to a sort of equal length.
Yeah.
You don't always have that luxury,
Yeah.
So that's why we're coming down and then back up into it.
It's to try and get the 20B sound as well. It's to do with the pulse frequencies coming into the collector.
Yeah.
If you can try and get them even, you'll get that more crisp 20B sound. And that even goes for your piston guys as well. It's like the same thing.
Yeah.
The SR guys, they do like an unequal, and it sounds almost like
they'll do like number 1 and 4. They'll do that like long, and then in 2 and 3 like straight into the turbo. So it still performs.
Yeah.
We've got the block here. It's probably going to be set up on here, and then we can lock this in place and Lee can sit it there,
Yeah.
basically at a mobile bench and just finish off the last runner and then break it apart, weld it out, put it back on, and then we can do the wastegate side of it.
Cool.
Because you don't do the wastegate side onto the collector until you've got the manifold completed, because it moves, it changes when you weld, so we don't want to have any issues of that.
Perfect.
Yeah, and we got the shot this morning of the wastegate sitting there, prime spot, so we want to make sure we can still keep that going too.
You put it that way, and now it's taken off of this one.
Yeah, that's exactly right. The fitment actually became better.
Actually, when we were doing it, I was looking at it, going, what the
Bruh.
That's very nearly.
Bruh.
There's a slight gap on the back, but
bruh, that is so close. What about if you change that around that way? Yeah. We're flipping the script here all over the place.
So now what I'll do is, that's a factory prep basically.
Yeah.
So I'll put a little bevel onto there so that when we weld it out, our weld gets more penetration into the pipe.
Yeah.
Stronger.
So if you put the two pieces together, Lee, so you can show them. So obviously we want to make sure that we've got a decent amount of metal in there when
And we're getting
flooding it together.
deep into that material.
Otherwise, if you can imagine if these two surfaces are like that,
Yeah, totally.
you're only just welding on top and you're not actually getting deep enough.
Yeah,
so you always want to V something out if you want to strengthen it. And these things run hot, as we all know. So you've got to scrape that. So you got higher. Obviously, when you're building something like this, you've got to think about everything. You've got to think about EGTs. We're going to put those power steering lines. There's a whole lot of stuff that you need to do. So if you look through here, you'll see our power steering lines, you know?
Yeah.
And we've got a pump that's going to be right here. So at least you know that the line's going to come out, and we'll have them all heat shielded, but it's not like this is right here.
Yeah.
You know, that header is miles away.
Yeah.
And I just heard someone crack a Red Bull.
pretty freaking good.
Very nice.
So obviously Jacob has painted these, but this is the wrap that he's
Yeah, which I'm still going to use in areas, put over. It's just now we have a perfect base. We were just going to base it black and then wrap it, the whole thing. But if we're going to paint it, might as well challenge Jacob to a really nice paint job.
We're going to remove the top flange, inlet flange of the turbo.
yeah.
So we can break all these out individually and weld all this out on the bench, one by one, and then off them back, and it'll be a final blaze up. You'll see the collector's actually 3 pipes.
All this will be all put into a circle as well.
Cleaned up.
Yeah. What we'll show you as well, when we've finished fabricating, we will weld that point. What happens is that where the gases are coming past,
Yeah.
and that gets red hot, that can break off,
I can imagine.
and then it goes through the turbo.
Ready to. That piece will break apart. We can bench weld all of this. We'll be here till probably 10 or 11 o'clock tonight, and hopefully have it all welded out.
Oh, wicked.
But we'll still have wastegates and stuff to do next week. Yeah. This is our rear windscreen for Linc's car.
Yep.
And we've put it in, and it's too big.
Yeah.
So we've just laid the original one over the top of this, inscribed our mark. I'm just going to trim that up.
So this tool that we are using is called a Clico. It's for panel beaters and stuff like that, the whole panels and everything on. It's just handy because you can use it for anything.
And this is the last piece for Madbull?
Yeah, and just a spanner check.
Yeah, yeah.
But I want to focus on Linc's car again
Yeah.
right now, and that will get some more productivity happening on that, and then do that car, then that car's done.
Yeah.
So that means Madbull, Badbull, the Lambo,
Yeah.
RX3,
Taxi?
still to
Yeah.
RX2's done. So it's good. There's a lot of the fleet ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this morning, windscreen's going in the back. Manifold is all welded out, but unfortunately, turbo's not quite sticking through the hood quite enough.
Yeah.
So we're going to give it a little bit of extension there,
Yeah.
which in theory gives you more time to collect the gases for the wastegate anyway, so it's going to give us some added value.
Yeah.
Then we're going to put on the EGTs onto the manifold and then coat that, and then they can go on and stay on.
And now we've got a big shuffle, always to get one car from the cafe into the Mad Lab. It's always a mission. We want to get Madbull, so Madbull's next. We just got the HKS has just come back. So fire this thing up, actually started. Just expecting it's going to have a flat battery. But yeah, so we've got to get Madbull, which is the furthest away, into here on the hoist. First there's a couple of things we want to spanner check it and stuff, but yeah, other than that, everything else is pretty much good to go. It's Madbull gearbox and then Linc's car is next focus.
Let's lean forward slightly. The window's putting quite a lot of pressure on the firewall.
Yeah. The funny thing is, Fursty is like the hero car for Summerbash. I think more people are going to be like intrigued on this thing, eh? Yeah. Including myself. Lee's putting in the rear firewall now, and then I'll be installing some more stuff in the engine bay, like the master cylinder for the brakes, starting to put it back together. Yeah, and also last night, after the boys finished testing in Fursty, they put the HKS gearbox back in Madbull. Just after they had finished installing it, Brendan said he felt something leak on the back of his neck.
It was going well until we bled the clutch.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so unfortunately the slave was let go.
Yeah.
So we've got to get another one in there now, so that's gearbox look out scenario.
Yeah.
But that's right. It's better now than on the day, you know?
Yeah.
Because if someone picks that car for a hot lap with Mike, and imagine if it lets go, it'll be like that's
Bummer.
It's a bit of a bummer for that
Yeah.
person, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's sort of new, so the tint job was a little bit...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's my first time running a tint, so there's a little bit of air in there, a few bubbles, but
And you also got the wrong colour, bro.
yeah, well, we just wanted to mix it up. Rear firewall is in temporarily, just clear coat in, and then once we get that fitting nice, we will build a flange the whole way across on the inside.
Cool. Well, I'll let you get back to work.
Sweet, mate. Have a great day.
So Mikey's obviously putting some signage on his car.
Yeah. That's how happy he is with Fursty, I guess.
Oh yeah, because we're actually not fixing anything else. Stickers are going on. Yeah, look at that.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Satisfying freaking part of it. I don't know actually what's the most satisfying part of building an entire car, but I always enjoy the finer details and stickers.
So I just got the bumper back, the fiberglass one, and then I was like, I just got Jacob to paint it silver, just the same silver as the light bezels.
Whoa.
And then I was going to wrap it, so I painted it so the vinyl's got something good to stick to. I've just stuck it on there and I'm like, I think it actually looks better. Just silver, it makes it look like a freaking Hot Wheels car.
It does.
That's what I was actually about to say, it looks like a
It looks
Hot
like
Wheels
a
car.
toy.
Yeah.
So we're on a group decision now. Do I wrap it chrome or do I wrap the back bumper silver?
Yeah, but that's just so bad.
Oh, is it? The RC one is chrome because we got it's like in a whole electroplated piece. Good thing is I got some metallic silver in stock, so instead of wrapping the front bumper chrome, we're leaving that silver because it just looks so good. It makes it actually look like a Hot Wheels car. So I'm going to wrap the back bumper to match. And of course we've got trophies, so Brad's back. He's going to customise...
What's up, G? How are you?
Good to see you, bro. He's going to customise the rest of the trophy. So here's a bunch. Then Linc's assembled the rest of them. They're all up the top there. Those are not mine. Got to earn those ones. Little MMs. So yeah, Brad does the most ridiculous diorama Hot Wheels. Got quite the collection too, eh, mate?
in there.
Oh, whoops. Yeah, custom trophies, and I got something pretty special that I'm really pumped to give to someone come Saturday. Yeah, main car is done. Well, Linc's is probably the main car actually. His is going to be very special too. Like honestly, from my new project for next year. Now, obviously, that's I got to think of another plan for that because he's now got the motor in his car. But there's no one I'd rather have with that frickin' motor in his car, and it's coming together really well. He's over here working now. He's finished school actually. Lasted all the way to 7th form or whatever form they call, whatever it's year 13 or
Yeah, I think it's year 13 now.
year 13. But he's done for school and he's passed. So yeah, it's cool. Now he wants to come and work in the Mad Lab. So we got an apprentice.
Yeah.
That's good. He's absorbing as much as he can from everything. You know, from here we're doing wiring, we're doing fabrication, we're doing stickers. He's been involved with all the proposal side of things and partnership deals and all that. Filming, he's freaking on the other side of the lens too. So no, it's been really cool having him in there. He does timesheets. Parts list.
Oh, parts list, bruv.
Yeah,
Oh, this
so-
guy's all organised, eh?
Yeah.
So we're just trying to get back on the Linc's car, finalise this exhaust manifold. So obviously me and Lee are just jumping between. So obviously Lee welded these all out,
Yep.
and then I'm just going to weld this out and do the wastegate part. But you do here, I'll do here, and
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
using each other's skills to help this car get over the line.
Another part to the road to Summerbash is all the signage and race suits. So we're tying Linc's graphics from the Sylvia to his MX-5. Thing is, his MX-5 is factory Mazda supported, and of course this is in a Nissan, so I'm like, the suit is not going to work. Plus, in the last 6 months, Linc has outgrown this suit from Marina, so they do all the suits for him. So he's grown, so he boosted over there yesterday, got all remeasured up, and now I'm redoing the design on his suit here. So instead of it being Mazda, because obviously it's a Nissan, it's powered by Mazda. Just a bunch of other logos that have been swapped around. A lot of the product between this car, obviously we've got Garrett, we've got Turbo Smart, a lot of the turbo stuff that's on this car that's not on his car that's in Japan. So yeah, just the little things. Still got a race program. I still got to go to Las Vegas next week for Formula 1, so there's still like so much to do behind the scenes. We're already we're booking events for 27. We haven't even reached 26 yet, so we've got new projects on their way. But yeah, it's non-stop. Yeah, just keep hustling. No excuse for going home early when you got the good stuff. It's been a long process of work when you're at this point. We've got Adam out here, so we're shooting for NZPC, so New Zealand Performance Car Magazine. The holy grail of hard print here in New Zealand, and it's been 21 years, not just since we won Skidfest in this car, but 21 years. This also was on the spread of the cover of New Zealand Performance Car Magazine. So to be at this point, 3 weeks out from Summerbash, is a very nice point to be at for my hero car for the weekend. However, back in the shop we have a lot of work to do to Linc's car to get that done, and then yeah, the rest of the fleet.
Just begun. Oh, mother, reach for my heart, so I can feel this essence of me. Time to wake up in these rise and sleep. Days may be out, but the truth bringing up the vibration. You can What's there to hold in the light of this moon? My mind keeps searching, but my heart decides.
Linc painted this up
Yep.
and mounted and bolted that Holden Vector pump in. We have now got the intercooler and oil cooler in with the ducting going into it as well. We've got the wastegates in position. Turbo actually had to have a little bit more twist in it too, which is a lot cooler anyway. And then we've got a engine mount to sort out to put in the front of here.
Yep.
So I think Linc's actually got a bit of painting to do today, to be honest.
Just all the little bits and pieces.
Yeah,
like
well
bracketry.
this is all going the blue as well.
Oh, yep.
I've welded out the bracket for the K&N filter, the bolt on the side. It's going to go onto here, like so. Heaps of clearance. Easy for changing oil too, you know, when you want to do your maintenance, just take that off. It's not going to... People, when they put them in the engine bay like this or something stupid and then all the oil goes everywhere. Try to think about that stuff when you're fitting it. Serviceability is key.
Yeah.
Going blue.
Thank you, sir. I'm about to weld up. This is the front engine mount for the 20B.
Yep.
And then obviously Linc's going to paint it in the blue.
Thanks, mate. Frickin' epic. Oh, you want me to like crack this open right now?
Yeah.
Okay, he's sculling it. And then cut to flames and grinding.
Yeah, can you like give me like flames in the background?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh shit, boss back.
Yeah, so this is part shop Max stuff that was in the S14 and we're just painting it blue to match the Wisefab gear. Nice and quiet up in this office up here. Tony loves it up here. So we've just been down looking at the tracks. So last year we went down and we wanted to scope out doing the track backwards for the Insane Entry, which was a massive success and probably my favourite part of the entire Summerbash. So now we looked at an infield of where we were actually standing when we watched Linc do the test. And we're like, man, if we could open that up, that would be epic. So Tony and I have been down there, had a meeting with Hampton. They're all cool. They just got to check a few safety things where barriers and that are going to go up. The idea I have here is making a VIP shirt that people purchase from our booth, and this is their ticket to get in there. There'll be a limited number of these, of probably 100 t-shirts, 100 spots to be able to get on the infield for the Insane Entry and the burnout comp, if the burnout comp ends up being down there as well. So what I was thinking is some sort of baseball shirt, or the other one is a bit of a crop top for the girls that kind of like matches in the same sort of theme. So yeah, from designing the merch that we're going to have on our booth, designing even our right through to all the staff, the teams, judges, like everyone needs a specific shirt because I'm just that guy. But everything has to be presented well and know who's who, and everyone be proud to wear their shirt. So onto the S14, a few things whilst the boys done a lot of fab. We've now at that process of kind of mounting lots of the little things. So we've got the dry sump tank that's just gone in there. Obviously fuel cell, and it's just trying to figure out, like, if obviously we're going to have water lines coming here. So we've got 2 PD16 modules that go into this car from Haltech. Kind of want to display. These are waterproof as well, so it can literally sit out in the rain because the window finishes here. You can see we've done this little firewall on the back. We got the Sandbrooks Perspex, which is polycarb, that goes on top of there. And then this here, so it can get wet, but where it goes, you know, obviously we've got a battery right there, so that's why I'm thinking on this left side. But yeah, sometimes it's just these simple little things. Probably going to mount it there because it does, you can see with the trunk lid, it's going to come over here, so at least it won't be just in all the rain. Yeah. These are like just more outputs that we can, because obviously we're going to have water pump, we've got a lot of fuel pumps. But yeah, now it's just really simplifying everything to make it look clean, basic,
yeah, obviously with time crunch, we just want to keep it simple. Obviously we've got a lot of plumbing to do, with a lot of lines, a lot of wiring.
Let's go make some fire, bro. So the reason why Mike's doing this is to pull out any moisture out of the material, get it hot, and then obviously we're going to coat it with these CLC high temp black.
On the big jobs today, we've got a lot of wheels, but Linc saw these ones on the top of the shelf and was like, hey, what are those? Can I run those on the S14? So these we designed and ran on Madbull for the Max Verstappen shoot, but I never actually even ran the front. So he wants to run these, at least on the front anyway. So I'm going to strip off, obviously they got this is the TR1, so I'm going to tear that tyre off, find an R888R, mount that on, see what stretch and fitting we can get. I'll probably go for a 205, usually what I run on the front of these, which will be similar to what's run on Madbull and Madbull. So yeah, pulling off some tyres, swap them out. .205 40, 17 on it.
Blue, eh? Blue is the new purple, or purple is the new blue? Which one is it? I don't know. Yep. Turbo smart blower valve. Which needs to be in somewhere around there, I reckon, eh?
Yeah. Looks sick, dude. Especially once we got the wastegates here.
Yeah.
I've been back for like a week and a bit, and the progress is insane.
Yeah.
To see, like, even just the last 2 days of most of the stuff is in position. So it's just like Ryan's going to be in next week being able to run wires because there's a lot of stuff. Plumbing's going to be able to start very shortly.
So we had the Part Shop Max, obviously subframe that was in there before, and it was like that rose gold color, but then we've ended up just painting it Fursty blue, so yeah, and it actually matches like really well. So even just like in the last couple of days, the amount of stuff that's actually gone in and is in position. So obviously got all exhaust manifold, the gates are in. Brendan's got the intercooler piping as well, that was in here before, but he's now just cutting that up and modifying it for the blow-off valve.
This and Madmac are going to be a pretty good matchup, not just in the performance department. Both 20Bs, both G45s. Very different setups though. The other one, like Madmac, we run individual throttle bodies, the 3 throttle bodies, where this runs a traditional more a single.
On the weekend I've mounted all the coils stuff, and then obviously Brendan's fabbed this up as well, so because you got the footage of them cutting this.
Yep.
And then yeah, Brendan's fabbed that up, finished that on Saturday. Boys came in at 4 AM.
Yeah, 4 AM, yeah. Yeah, so this morning we're just doing another recce of fittings and just kind of pre-planned, because this week, by Friday, is another big chunk that I'd like to have done. So by the end of this week, I'd like to see that intercooler, plumbing, there's going to be a whole lot change in the front of this again.
Yeah.
So you'll see it all back together, but staying together.
Yeah.
That'll be our goal. Still a lot to do, but I have full confidence that we're going to see this thing going sideways before Summerbash. So obviously Mike was saying that you changed your bits and pieces on the sim, so you must be...
Did that yesterday.
Yeah.
Obviously I was set up for the stuff in the MX-5 in Japan. Being left-hand drive. And then I switched it back over to right-hand drive setup yesterday. And I forgot how much better I was with a right-hand drive setup. Like I went to go drive, I drove on Rigger, one of the VDC tracks, and then second lap was like better than
Just
pretty much anything
back to natural
left-hand drive setup. It just feels so much more natural.
Have
like it's coming along really freaking fast.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously I've always wanted to be a part of this side of it as well, but I mean, with a lot of it just me being at school or busy with outside of school stuff, it's just because these guys literally work around the clock.
Updates. Right, we got, what are we today? We're Tuesday today.
Yep.
We're planning on turning key on Thursday.
Yep.
So we have still got a lot of plumbing to do. But everything is mounted. We've got radiator mounted. We've got all our tanks mounted, water pump mounted, dry sump tank mounted. We've got the exhaust finished. Lee's in the process of doing the oil drain for the turbo right now. And then, we're just getting a whole lot of hoses up, getting them all. We're going to get them all pinned all nicely and everything like that for our dry sump, water lines, oil lines and all that. Everything that needs to go in here, fuel, is going to be like 6 odd hoses just right in this one area, you know.
Yeah.
Of dash 16 down to dash 8. Steering's all finally connected as well with boots over at the try and protect the knuckles because she's right next to an exhaust manifold, so we don't want to smoke one of those. We've got a good chunk of the body kit mounted, which you guys are obviously not allowed to see at the moment, so you can wait till Summerbash, all right?
Yep.
And then bonnet's done as well. That's all cut out. Other than that, it's just plumbing.
Yeah.
Lots of plumbing.
Cool.
And wiring is about 90% complete as well.
Wicked.
So Ryan's been in here and he finished at 10 o'clock with myself last night with Mikey.
Yeah.
So he's going to be back this morning and finalise that. So we're looking good for Thursday startup. So Dinah's booked for Saturday morning.
Yeah.
That's a given. So no one's getting any sleep until after Saturday.
Yeah.
And then we're on.
Man.
And get Linc to the track hopefully Saturday afternoon even, if we're lucky enough.
Exciting.
So it's exciting, all right.
Man.
It's been a big push, but we're getting it there.